Good evening, everyone. Hello. I hope you all had a good day. I am inviting some friends to join us. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Monday's over. It's Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good day. Hey guys, can you hear me now? Looks like we were having some trouble. Tell me if you can hear me. Oh wow, I don't know what's happening, guys. I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me well? Yes? Yes. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me too. I would have been talking and not knowing that you couldn't hear me. So once again, I'm Naomi Dunson White from Naomi Books LLC. And this is Kid Author Connect, where you have the opportunity to meet some of the best indie children's book authors out there. So I'm excited. I'm always excited every week for you to join me. Thank you so much. I am also a children's book author, so it's very exciting for me to introduce you to my friends. My book is Johari the Great. It is a book about a boy, his imagination, and a freshly sharpened pencil. So this story encourages reading and writing. Doesn't get any better than that. So I'm happy about that. You can find my book on naomibooks.com. And then what I wanted to tell you about is 2 days from now, Thursday, this is happening. Yay, it's a pre-order launch. Woo! So this book, although I am a children's book author, this book is speaking to parents and adults who want to help children and guide them into excellence in reading. It's called Is Your Child an Excellent Reader? Unleashing Your Child's Genius Potential. So I'm excited about that too. Anyway, tonight we are going to meet Elizabeth Elliott. She is a fabulous sister author, and she wrote this book, I Am a King. I Am a King. Guys, I don't even know if you're ready for this book. It's a children's book, but it is so powerful and so affirming and so positive. So I'm excited that she's joining us tonight. So we're going to get a chance to know her a little better, know her inspiration behind the book, and I'm going to, of course, read my favorite part of the book to you. Yes, sister, the book is amazing. The cover and the illustrations are so good. Look at that. Very, very colorful. And some of the illustrations, as she gets deeper into her story, I'm going to see if I can find one for you. Amazing. The colors, everything. Very good. So pay attention, guys. This story is so good. I'm a whole grown woman, and I was moved to tears with this book, and it made me, I was just filled with pride. Okay, so I can't wait to bring her on. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you my shirt. Black Queen. I'm a Black Queen. Any Black Queens out there? I love this shirt. This shirt is from My Pride Apparel, at My Pride Apparel, and I love it, and I love the color too. Okay, so let me see. I think I saw her here. Okay, Elizabeth, come on. Meet you. She'll be right on, guys. Yes, she does have a deep, open heart. You're right. Whoever wrote that about Elizabeth, that says Destiny Portals.
Hi,
Elizabeth.
how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you sit up just a little bit? I want to make sure everybody sees more than just your head. There you go.
Hi,
That's
guys.
that's much better. Okay. So I was having a little problem earlier, so hopefully everything is going okay now. Okay?
Yes.
All right. And you can see me and hear me well,
I
correct?
can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, good, 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 good. So, your book, you know I'm a big fan.
Yes.
I'm going to show it again. I am king. I am a king.
Yes.
So I'm really looking forward to sharing the book with everybody and the illustrations. I'm fumbling a little bit with turning pages. I still have this cast on my arm, so be patient with me. But I did want to share a couple of these great illustrations from Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't tell them we were going there, but that's what this story is. That's what this story is all about, and I love that. And there's a map of Africa on the back, guys.
Yes.
So before we get to know you a little bit better, I want to tell everyone the basis of this story is when a mom, a wonderful mom, decides that instead of a bedtime story, that tonight is the time that she has to have the talk with her son. And if you are a Black parent, then you know what that talk is all about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But this mom took it even further, and she didn't just have the talk about what's going on today. She let her son know that he came from greatness.
Right.
And what an awesome story. So I can't wait to get to it. So tell us about you. Introduce yourself to everyone and tell us a little bit about you.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Elliott. I like to go by Liz. And I want to thank you, Naomi, really, because your review really touched my heart. And I've always been wanting that reaction from the book. You know, I'm new to Instagram. My daughter set up the Instagram page for me. I wasn't on social media really. So this is all new to me. So you helping me and introducing me to all these people is awesome. So I just want to thank you for all.
It's such a pleasure. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. You belong here with us. You belong here.
Yeah, I'm getting there slowly but surely.
Yes.
You know, my background is really in childcare. I work with autistic children, teaching them life skills.
That's awesome.
I'm a nanny that focuses on special needs children.
Beautiful.
So I'm just everything. My business name is Your Gal Friday. So I tutor.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
I tutor. Childcare, anything dealing with children. That's what it's all about for me.
So you're like a parent's best friend.
Basically, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's not where my background is from. I worked in corporate for years, but it just wasn't feeding my soul.
Wow.
You know, children is really my passion. I love children. And when we were going through the pandemic, I've had so many stories from parents, from young Black boys saying how hurt they are and how afraid. And like everyone was just thinking about how they felt while we were going through everything, but they were forgetting the children.
The children.
You know,
Wow.
the children were forgotten. So I just felt like I needed to write something to touch them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I was going to ask you if it was a particular person that inspired the story, but you're saying it was our children.
Yeah, but not only that, my son's name is Amari.
Amari,
He's
okay.
25 right now, but I
Mm-hmm.
had this talk with him when he was 5.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
remember
why,
I remember you telling me that. I
yeah,
remember
and
that.
that's why it kind of shattered my soul to think 20 years have gone by and we still have to have
We
these
still,
conversations
yes. Yeah.
with our
Wow.
children.
Yeah.
You know, so it just shattered me. I mean, we were all at home in the pandemic. I was working on a animation series actually for girls, Black
Mm-hmm.
Girl Magnificence, right?
Okay. I like that.
And God just touched me and said, you have a story within you that I think a lot of people need to hear. So I just switched. I was working with a writing coach. We switched gears and I said, I'm going to write a story. And
Wow.
she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I have the story within me. Yeah.
And
So,
you did it. You did it.
yeah.
This is the story. Yeah, and the message is beautiful. And your illustrator is awesome as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Shay Page. She's
Yeah,
awesome.
she's really awesome. So I do want to ask you because the book, the character in the book is your son's name.
Yes.
But tell us what you love about Amari in the book. What do you love about your character?
I love that he was vulnerable enough to really tell his mom how he felt. You know,
Yeah.
that what's going on? Am I a threat? And that he was able to really listen to all the teachings that his grandmother had been saying, his dad, and really come out knowing that, yes, he can do whatever it is that he wants to do.
And yes, and by the end of the book, he's just so
Yes.
uplifted. So
Yes.
I love how you took for the problems in the beginning and
Yes.
took it all the way through the end of the
Oh,
book.
yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about your family. What is it that you guys like to do? So when you're having leisure time with your family, what is the choice?
Oh, we love to go hiking on the nature trails, take the
Wow.
dog, and just have nice, peaceful time. There's a river not too far from our house.
Mm-hmm.
So on Sundays, we actually go out there and we just meditate and vibe. That's sort of our church out in the
Oh,
ocean.
that's nice.
You know, that's
That's
the
really,
time
really
that we
nice.
get to be together. You know, my
Yeah.
son is 25. He has his own life. So whenever I can pull him in, you know.
I understand. I know. Mine are grown. So yeah, when you have those
Yeah.
moments, they're very precious.
Very precious. And my daughter, I'm telling you, I don't think I could have done all of this without her. I mean, she
Wow.
was an integral part of me setting up Instagram, even doing some editing on the book. She'd be like, no, Ma, I don't think so. No, that's not good. Take that.
That's awesome. So it's something that the whole family can be proud of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it
yeah.
really, yeah.
Most
That's
definitely.
beautiful.
Most
That's how I feel
definitely.
about my book too, since the characters in my book are the names of my grandchildren, actually.
Yeah.
And this was inspired by my grandchild, so it's kind of turned into a family pride thing.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes. And I think a lot of children's authors, well, not I think, I've met the majority of children's authors that I've met
Mm-hmm.
have been inspired to write for their children, their own children first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
really it. Yeah, it's a gift.
Definitely.
It's a
And I
gift to the
mean,
children.
I really, and another thing that I wanted the book to really convey is that Black families, we do the same things as other families.
Right.
We put our kids to bed at night.
Right.
We give them a bedtime story. Mom and dad is in the home. Not everyone comes from a broken home.
That's right. That's
or,
right.
You know, I don't have anything against single motherhood because I'm a single mother now. I'm
Right.
divorced. But we don't come out saying that, okay, we want to be single mothers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But we're just resilient people. But
yes.
I think the narrative is, oh, everyone is in a broken home. Everyone's house is just a mess. No. Black families do great things.
Absolutely.
And our children can do whatever they put their minds to.
That's right. Amen, girl.
Whatever.
Amen. That is right. Change the narrative.
Yes.
Change the narrative. And that's why we are all out here as Black authors, to take that message that you just said and let our children know they can do whatever they want. They can do great things. That's beautiful. You see some of your friends have signed on? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Elizabeth? Oh, guys, I think she's having a little bit of trouble. So while she's doing that, I am going to show you some of the illustrations from this book. Okay. I like the way the illustrator made it look like real people. And she had to sign off, so we'll just wait for her to come back on. So again, the book is I Am a King. Elizabeth Elliott is the author. Let me show you some. This is one of my favorite illustrations. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I love that. And so just to recap the basis of her book, the setting is a mother who, she finds out that her son is troubled. You know, he's a little upset. And she finds out that he's struggling with some thoughts. So instead, about himself. So instead of reading him a bedtime story, as she usually does, she chooses this evening to have the talk with him, the talk that Black parents have to have, unfortunately, with their children, in particular their sons, their Black sons, right? So that's what happens in this story. And while she is coming back on, I'll take this opportunity to read you guys my favorite part of the story. So the little boy's name is Amari, A-M-A-R-I. And here, I'm going to read my favorite part. Touching Amari's face, I admire his long eyelashes and charming face. I take a deep breath before I tell him the story that needs to be told. Amari, did you know that our history did not begin with slavery? But that's not what they taught us in school, Amari says. Unfortunately, son, sometimes people in positions of power don't want young Black men like you to know the truth. The slaves weren't always slaves, you know. That is powerful. What do you mean, says Amari. That's not what we learned in history class. My son looks at me with the confusion of a boy turning into a young man. I wish I didn't have to deliver the truth like this, but I know it's the only way he will ever know who he really is. So I continue. I bet you didn't think that many Africans, our ancestors, were kings and queens of their own great cities, while other Africans lived in the countryside, in small villages, doing all kinds of great things. Wow, Mom, tell me more. Amari's eyes open wide at the mention of kings and queens. He sits up in his bed and he asks, what did they do in Africa? And this is the illustration that I showed you before. I was happy to explain. The African people greatly enjoyed music, the arts, fine clothing that was made of the best materials like silk and satin. Africans catalyzed many scientific developments such as mathematics, engineering, architecture, and medicine. They were doctors, teachers, builders of great structures, musicians, visual artists, and so much more. Amari says, I didn't know any of this. This is so exciting. What? I asked. About the kings and the queens? Yes, of course. One queen that comes to mind is Queen Aminatu. They called her Amina for short. She was a great military strategist and house warrior who led men into battle. Her mother built the capital of Zazu, the city that was one of the 7 original states of Hausaland, Nigeria, in the 16th century. With a sparkle in his eye, Amari says, she was a warrior that led men. Amazing. Now, tell me about the kings. There were many mighty kings. One mighty king that comes to mind is Mansa Musa, the 14th century king of the Mali Empire. He was one of the wealthiest people that ever lived. Not only was he wealthy, but he shared his riches with the less fortunate. What? Yelped Amari. My friends need to know about this, Mom. I am so excited to let them know that we weren't all poor and living in mud huts. That's right, Amari. Just by knowing these things, I want you to begin to understand that you are already a king, simply due to the DNA that flows through your body. I could go on, guys, and read this whole thing to you. Isn't that awesome? It's such a good story. So I'm going to bring Elizabeth back now. Hopefully she enjoyed me reading her story. It's amazing. See if she's able to come in. So these are the things that our kids need to know. And what an opportunity to sit and talk like this to your child. And maybe some people feel like, you know, slavery is not a topic that they want to talk about or address with their children. But this mother used that opportunity of something awful to let him know that it's not where it began. You know, we did come from kings and queens and royalty. We came from that. Our children need to know that. Not you know, there's teachers out there and principals and administrators, and I'm not trying to bash the school system, but this is not going to be taught in the school system, right? It's just not. So I commend Elizabeth, because this is not just a good story, but this is a bold story. It's a bold step, you know, as an indie author. Now let me see if Elizabeth is able to join us again. I think she's having trouble on her end, so I'm going to invite her again, guys. I'm sorry, and I appreciate your patience. So I just sent her another request, and let's see if she can come back in. Do you guys have any questions that I can answer in the meantime while she's coming back? What did you think of it so far, though? Yeah, it is amazing. And I highly recommend it too, Gilmore, KG. I recommend this story. And I hope she can join us so that you all can ask her the questions. Okay, here we're getting another request. So let's see. Let's try it again. My Beautiful Son book. Yes, it is amazing. There you are, Elizabeth.
Hey, here I am. I don't know what happened.
Okay, well, you're here now. So I took the opportunity while you were signing back on to read my favorite part of the book.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And so I read the part where Amari's mom shares with him that the slaves weren't always slaves, you know.
That's right.
And that he came from queens and kings. Indeed. And they talked about Queen Amina and King Mansa Musa.
Yes.
And someone is asking about your illustrator. The illustrator's name is Shay Page. Shay Page.
Yes, she's actually out of Portland, Oregon. I never met her. Anything, we just conversed through email.
Wow.
She was the first person that saw my vision. Yes, and she was able to illustrate it to the T. She's awesome.
Yeah, she really is. And because this story is such a powerful story, you had to have good illustrations with this.
Oh, yes.
You had to. So I just want to share a little bit more. So I could have kept on reading actually, but I read the part and I ended with Mom letting Amari know that he needed to know this, because just because of his DNA, that shows that he comes from greatness.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Most definitely. These are the same conversations I've had with my son. You know, never let anyone tell you that you can't do it.
That you can't do it.
You
now,
can
I want to
ever you want.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I want to share this illustration, but I don't want to share it without giving a little bit of a prelude to why it's in the book. So Amari, guys, was feeling bad about himself, hearing that people are saying things about Black people like they're thugs, basically. And he was afraid that the police would think that he was bad just because he was black. And that's where this illustration is about.
Yes. Yes.
And mom is letting him know that this is not true.
Right.
That's not true. That all black people are not, bad. Black people are not bad and out to try to hurt other people. That he's a beautiful person because of who he is.
Yeah.
And then also that not all police officers, as you can see, not all are bad.
That's right.
So you have a lot of powerful, powerful messages in this book. And this is Dr. Percy Julian. I like this.
Yes. Yes. Great. And I wanted to do so much more with this book, but of course it was just my first book. Like I wanted to have more information about Dr. Percy Julian, maybe in the back, or Queen Aminatu. But I figured hopefully it might spark some parents to go out and do more research.
Yes, to do their own research.
Themselves with the information that will then empower their children.
Absolutely, absolutely. Someone is asking, how were you able to narrow it down to the people you wanted to use in the book to inspire the little boy?
Well, I've always been a fanatic about Africa and just our people and our greatness. So I've always had these people in my mind. I've always read up about them, Mansa Musa,
Yeah, the greatest.
Yes, every chance society gives, they want to say, no, we didn't do this, or no, we can't do that. When in fact, we're the ones that created everything. Let's just be real.
And that's what I said while you were coming back on. I said that. I mean, this is not just a powerful story. It's a courageous move. I mean, it is, because it's all truth and it's real. And I love it. It is powerful.
It's a little bit too real for some people, but
whatever.
That's okay. That's why I went the route of self-publishing, because
you could say what you want.
Yes, because I felt it's time for us to be real and to be real with our children.
Absolutely.
You don't have to sit there thinking that you're less than just because someone tells you that, or that's the narrative that's thrown around.
Right. Someone was asking me to repeat the name of the book. It's I Am a King by Elizabeth Elliott.
Yes.
And it is filled with truths, powerful truths. Some of them are very sad truths.
Yes.
But the main statement for me, Elizabeth, is the slaves weren't always slaves,
No.
And now let me tell you who you come from.
Exactly. And this is what we continue to do year after year, century after century.
Yes.
And it saddens me, because when I worked in a classroom as a teacher also, it saddens me to see all of the young Black boys just pushed into a corner because maybe they're getting bored because you're not challenging them enough. And I know the potential in their minds of what they can do, but there's no one there that's willing to go the extra mile to pull it out of them.
And be courageous. And be courageous, yes. And Dr. Shelley Fisher is saying that it's a powerful book and it needs to be required reading in the curriculum. And Writing Coach says she agrees. And you already know I agree. You already know I agree.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I mean, it was a bold step. I've had some criticisms of it because some say it's a little harsh, but trust me, this is a toned down version.
I can imagine, because just listening to you speak, I know you can go. I know you can. I know you can go in. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I do want to say, Dr. Shelley and I have done a couple of rooms on Clubhouse where we're talking about the importance of early reading in preparation for my book release Thursday. Is your child an excellent reader?
Yes.
And it's what you're saying, don't push our children aside. Reading is the key, but we have to put some good reading material in front of the children.
Exactly.
Don't just give the children mess and expect them to be interested.
Exactly.
And when they can see themselves and they can read about how great they are, of course they're going to be interested.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And I mean, the part about the part about the talk was very
Yes.
important for me.
Yes.
Because it's
Yes.
something that I still, as a mother of a 25-year-old son,
Yes.
who has graduated college, is working on his doctorate, still have to tell him, if the cops stop you,
That's
no,
right.
sir, no,
What to
sir,
do.
no
Yeah.
argument.
And you
Leave
even
that
say
for
that
us.
I want them to know that you say that in the book.
Can I read that part?
Yes, please do. I was going to try to find the page.
Okay.
Please
All right.
read that part.
It says, okay, it says, Amari says, what about all the bad things I've been hearing about the police? Aren't the police supposed to protect us and not harm us? Just like anything in life, there are good and bad people everywhere. I don't want you to think that all police officers are bad. I know we have good police officers in our family, but I still worry about policemen that we don't know. What should I do if one approaches me? How do we know if it's a good officer or a bad one?
Wow. Wow.
I'm afraid that we won't. It all depends on how we react. You just have to remember what Dad and I have always taught you. You must remain calm and keep your composure. No speaking out of turn. Remember to keep your hands where they can see them at all times. Amari, please never make sudden movements, even if you are frustrated and you know you haven't done anything wrong.
That's right.
Don't run. Amari, when you are dealing with an officer who's not so nice, you must remain respectful. If you do that, you will be stronger than the strongest superhero. Remember that too. Yes, Mom, I will.
Oh my gosh, Elizabeth. This is the part where I told you I was just so moved. The whole story, but I'm a mother of Black sons too.
Yes.
And people who cannot understand. They just cannot understand the terror that we live with every day.
Every day.
Every single day. Little sons, I mean, my sons are grown and they don't live with us anymore. And when I'm apart, I'm always praying, God, protect my sons, to protect our sons. Yeah, it is. And we have a lot of good comments here. It's exceptional. Wow, very deep. And yes, the person who said that, Jax, she has a son. She has 2 sons, I believe.
Yeah, it's so difficult. My son, at the time of the pandemic, he was in Massachusetts because he was working at the biochemistry lab, the school he used to go to, and his contract was up, so he was weighing whether or not to come back to Georgia or to stay in Massachusetts. And I'm in the background like, oh, all of this is going on. I'm so afraid for him. You know, George Floyd got murdered.
Oh, yeah.
So I was so happy when he said he's coming back to Georgia to be with us.
Isn't that something?
Because it was such a detrimental time. And I don't think people really understand I don't even know the word to say, but
there are no words
that we have every day.
It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And whether you've had the talk or not, and Sister is saying here that her son is only 5 and she has that fear already.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
But I feel the more that we empower our children to stand up strong and say, no, I can do this. I can be that. And no one can tell me I can't.
That's right. That's right. And let them know, like you have done such an excellent job, where they come from. And that's, to me, that's one of the most important things. Most of our grandchildren are homeschooled, and my daughter in love, she has an academy, which is called RBG Academy. And they teach homeschooled students. It's a homeschool academy.
Yeah.
They teach everything from the perspective of your book. They do not teach from slavery. They teach from Africa.
Yes.
They teach from Africa. Absolutely. And it's so important that children don't only believe they come from enslaved people.
Absolutely.
There's so much more to that. So this book is so powerful. It's so uplifting. It's really a gift. And It's so important that we have books that children can relate to and they can see themselves in their books, our
Yes,
children.
yes,
But
yes.
for me, what you've done, you've allowed me to see myself in this book too.
That's awesome.
The
Oh my God.
parents, yes, I'm serious,
Thank you
Elizabeth.
so
The
much.
parents can see themselves as Amari's mother.
Yeah.
It's
Wow. That's
powerful.
awesome. That's
It's
awesome.
powerful. And someone here is saying that this is different countries, but they face the same struggles in the UK. Now, you know that's ridiculous.
African Americans, African,
The diaspora.
English, the diaspora, people of color who are from African descent have always been demonized all throughout the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what is our job is to keep our heads up and know that we are so much more than this. The
Yes.
ironing board that you use every day,
Say,
America,
say it.
England, we created that.
Yes.
Okay, for your refrigeration for you to have your trucks running, we created that refrigeration system.
Yeah. And to really bring it home too, every bit of cancer research and research for many, many other diseases come from Miss Henrietta Lacks. Her cells have saved millions of lives. So yeah, we could really go on. So
we can go on and
we
on.
really can.
But parents need to arm themselves with the truth.
With
That's
the truth.
why the name, the handle, or whatever you want to call for my Instagram is Tell the Children.
Tell the children the truth. Yes. Tell the children the truth. That's where you can find Elizabeth. Tell the children the truth _1.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I will put it on the replay of this. But yeah, this book is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. What are the two things that you want parents and children? Usually I say children, but this book is for all of us. This book is truly for all of us. What are the two things that you want us to remember about this book?
I want us to remember it's okay to talk to our children about difficult things. We want to be able to discuss these things and give our spin on it.
Yes.
As opposed to the outside world putting their spin on things.
Yes, absolutely.
So
very good.
That's what I want everyone to know. Speak to your children. Yes, these topics are difficult. It's hard. Do your research. Do your research. Find out as much as you can about our history. You know, the wonderful things that we're doing, that we're still doing today. You know, that's so important. And tell your children to live out loud. Be whatever they want.
I love that. Live out loud.
Live out loud.
Yes, yes, yes. Look at that, guys.
My daughter speaks Mandarin Chinese. You know, she's a straight A student. That's
awesome.
Career.
That is awesome. And you know what? Let me say this to you, Elizabeth, because we have so many things in common. That should not amaze people.
It shouldn't.
Why shouldn't your daughter speak Mandarin? My son speaks 4 languages.
Yeah, 4. But it does every day.
I know. And just like you said, we can do anything.
Anything.
We can do anything.
Yes.
Anything. My son speaks Japanese, Spanish, English, and Swahili.
Look at that.
And he's living in Africa now. They just moved 30 days ago to Africa. So yes,
beautiful.
You can do
that
whatever. Our children are amazing, and the potential is amazing.
Yes.
And in the book I'm releasing on Thursday, it talks about unleashing your child's genius potential as far as reading goes. But that genius goes elsewhere too. It's like you said, it all came from Africa.
Yes.
It all came from Africa. Mathematics, science, refrigeration, the ventilation in the homes in Europe. The Moors went over there and taught them how to do that.
Of course.
I mean, it's beautiful. And it's not that we're hating on any other nationality.
No.
For us to have pride in ourselves and for us to have our children to know that there is more to them than enslaved and poor people, that means we have to lift ourselves up. And if we're lifting ourselves up, that makes you feel bad.
That's your problem.
That's on you. That's on you, because we're about our kids, okay? We're about our children. But guys, this is the book, I Am a King. I Am a King. And this little boy Amari goes from being sad to being just as bold and confident and knowing that he is a king. And please tell everybody what his name means.
Commander.
That's right.
And then that's another thing. We need to really take stock in the names that we give our children.
Amen. Yeah. We were talking about this the other day, and I shared with somebody that I've always known what my name means, and it's always meant something to me. I remember as a young girl promising God that I would always live up to my name, and my name means pleasant spirit.
Wow.
And well, and I always wanted to, it let me know who I was. So every time you say my name, you're reminding me of what I am.
Oh.
And there's other derivatives like Noemi and then Naomi in Japan. My son, lived over there, and he found out Naomi means beautiful flower, I believe, in Japanese. But for me, I grew up knowing that it meant pleasant spirit. So just imagine your son growing up knowing his name means commander.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome. And all of the rest of you, whatever your name means, be bold in that, whatever your name means, be bold in that.
Be bold and live out loud.
Yes. So we come from here, and we're proud of that.
That's right.
Some of us come from other areas of the Caribbean, but basically all of us belong to Africa.
Of course, we're just different boat stops.
That's right. And you've done such a fantastic job with this.
Thank you so much, Naomi.
You really have. So tell everybody where they can find your book.
They can find my book on IamAKing1.com, Amazon.com, Barnes &
Target,
Walmart. Yeah. So
yes. I highly recommend it. And guys, I also did a review on this book a few months ago. And so that's on my news feed, on my page. So I would recommend you go and read that. But more than read it, just go buy the book.
Yeah.
Just go buy the book. So I really highly recommend it. Can you tell, guys? I really love this book.
Oh, my gosh.
And you were kind enough to actually, I have another copy of the book that I'm going to donate with my Donate a Book program.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really appreciate that. And before we let you go, I do want to get into a little bit more lighthearted. I know this has been deep, but you know what? The whole thing of your name is tell the children the truth.
Right.
So we have told the children the truth tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
We have. Yes. So tell me though, okay, I'm going to ask you something lighthearted before I let you go. What is the last movie that you saw, and what do you think of it?
The last movie? Oh my gosh, Coming to America too.
Okay, what did you think of it? And how apropos?
I don't know, because I have a bad problem with always comparing it to the first. And
I do too. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think that there was no touching the first.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't have done it, actually.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll have to go and talk to Eddie about that and see if he even cares. But no, the first was so wonderful. I mean, just thinking of your book, that was really wonderful. Okay, so
entertaining. So
yeah, it was entertaining. That was very much true. Okay, so let me ask you, what have you read, or what are you reading that you recommend that we do as well? So what are you reading that we should read? I
am reading Mediocre.
Okay. Mediocre.
Mediocre. And I'll just say, I won't say the other part of the title. Just look up Mediocre. And it is mind-blowing.
Is it? Okay. Who is that by? Because I'll have this recording. Who is that by?
It is by, oh my gosh, I have it right here. 1 second.
Okay.
It is by, I can't say her name. Ijoma Olu.
Okay. Ijoma Olu.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold up the cover so we could see it.
No, I don't want
Oh, you can't? Oh, okay. That's right, because there's another part. All right. We'll go with mediocre.
It's this. You can see that part, but I don't
Yes. Okay. Okay. Very, very good. Yeah. I love to read, and I like suggestions by friends. So that's
very good reading there.
Yes. Okay. And we have people who agree with us about Coming to America too. No. The answer is let's stick with the first.
Yes.
That's what correct. Okay. So tell me this is my favorite question. I love to ask this. What is your favorite word to say, to write, to hear, to, whatever? What is your favorite word?
Thanks a million.
Thanks a million. Do you say that a lot?
I say it all the time.
Do you?
And I sometimes I send it off in emails, and you know, because I'm just so grateful to be in the space that I'm in right now, because I'm telling you, it's been a long, a long time getting here. Yes. But I'm here. You know,
and we are so glad you are.
And you guys will be hearing from me. I know a lot of people have said, oh, you need to write a queen version or whatever. But here's the thing. I think our Black women, our Black girls are doing great right now. We need to really focus on our Black males.
I agree. You and I have had this conversation somewhat. Yes. And that's why I wrote for a boy as well, a Black boy.
Because there are a lot of things out there I'm not sliding it whatsoever. I have a Black daughter. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not sliding it at all.
Oh, no.
I think they're in a good space. I just think we need to get our young boys up to that level as well.
Exactly.
You know? So I won't be writing a girl version, because like I told you, I'm working on an animation series actually that's going to be based about Black females. And I already have 7 episodes.
That's awesome. Well, we don't want to distract you from what you're supposed to be doing. So that sounds awesome. Yeah. And guys, I just want to apologize. We have gotten off of the regular format because I usually take questions randomly and ask. Yeah. But this conversation, I just wanted it to flow the way it was going because I felt it was really, really important. But if anybody has a question out in the audience, I will ask it. But I'm gonna at least pick one question from here, from the random box, guys, to ask you. This is a great question for you. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to parents to help them raise their children's awareness of Black greatness?
I would say just do a lot more reading. Do a lot more research on books that you guys can read as a family. YouTube is great. YouTube has a wealth of knowledge. And I know sometimes people say, well, where do I begin? You know, if I go on YouTube, I basically just put in Africans before slavery.
Yeah, because there is such a thing. And we have to understand that's a thing, people, before slavery. Yes. So that's wonderful. And we have someone here saying that we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard. Yes. And lots of people saying thank you and they need your book. And yes, we come from kings and queens.
Oh,
so yes.
Thank you.
Yes, everyone. They agree with you. So the last question I want to ask you, and thank you for fighting through the technical problems because this was an excellent conversation. So I'm going to ask you, what does literary success look like for you? What does literary success look like for you?
It looks like I am a king in the hand of as many young Black males that I can find. Even if I wish I can give it away for free. That's how I want this book to be in the hands of every young Black male. Because I know this is a word that they need to feed their soul.
Absolutely.
It will. And another thing too, and my son wants to get into this, he wants to do some mentoring because so many people feel like I can't do it. You know, I can't do this. My son went to Amherst College on a full academic scholarship.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So it can be done. We just have to prioritize what it is that we deem necessary.
Right. And he'd be a good mentor with his mom writing a book like this.
Yeah.
This book could be used as a part of the mentor program.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for spending time with us. I know everybody enjoyed the little excerpt that I read from the book, but it's just not enough, guys. I recommend you get the book. Get the book for your boys and your girls.
Yes. Definitely.
And your girls. Yes. So thank you guys all for joining us. And Elizabeth, thank you so much. Please follow Elizabeth at Tell the Children the Truth 1
on
Instagram, right?
Yes.
And if you have trouble finding her, you can find me and I'll lead you right back to her.
Yay.
So thank you so much. Any parting words?
I just want to remind you guys to live out loud.
Live out loud. And you let your children live out loud too.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes. Don't
Okay.
put any limitations. If they say they want to go to the moon, you go and find out whatever program is going to take them to the moon.
Going to take them there. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
Well,
you
I got to give you applause. Yay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings.
Wonderful. All right. Good night. I'll see you online.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
We'll see you next week. All right. Bye.